Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into the video. Today's September 26th of 13. We know how much the Obama administration, how corrupt and the different agencies are, all the way up to the top. And here comes another scandal coming along that's coming from the ATF, and we all know about the Fast and Furious. But now we have this new scandal. This is from the Washington Post. ATF lost track of 2.1 million cartons of cigarettes in sting operations, report finds. And just real briefly, in another black eye for the beleaguered agency that regulates guns and investigates tobacco trafficking, a new report found the federal agents lost track of 2.1 million cartons of cigarettes and paid an informant more than $4.9 million without requiring him to account for his expenses. So I'm just trying to figure out one thing is, how does an informant expenses go all the way up to almost $5 million? That's just absolutely ridiculous, and for them not even to account for that. But what did the informant do? Buy a frickin' island or something like that? I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. We found a significant lack of oversight and controls to ensure that the cash, cigarettes, and equipment and other assets used were accurately tracked, properly safeguarded, and protected from misuse. Michael E. Horowitz from the Justice Department Inspector General. The Inspector General's office examined 20 undercover operations by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, in which the agency uncovered $162 million in income as it attempted to build cases against cigarette smugglers. The investigations were conducted between 2006 and 2011. In 2004, ATF was granted the same authority as held by the FBI and the drug enforcement agencies to use the proceeds granted from some investigations to offset operational expenses. Horowitz said in one case, let me bring this up a little bit, which operated without proper ATF approval, approximately $15 million worth of cigarettes were sold undercover in 18-month period, and a confidential informant was allowed to keep more than $4.9 million of the $5.2 million of profit generated without submitting adequate documents supporting his expenses. The report said the ATF could also not account for an additional $2.1 million of a $9.9 million cartons of cigarettes with a retail value of more than $127 million that were purchased for the investigation. And here's another one that really gets me. ATF spokeswoman Ginger Colburn said that the Inspector General numbers are inaccurate, she said, and the ATF has determined that 447,218 cartons were unaccounted for, not 2.1 million, after it conducted a more thorough audit of the documentation. Now, so who are we going to believe? Are we going to believe, well, it's hard to believe anybody in any part of the government, in the Obama government, but who are we going to believe? An outside government agency who did the auditing, saying it's 2.1 million cigarettes, cartons of cigarettes missing? Are we going to believe the number that the ATF that is investigating itself and believe that it's 447,000? And even though if it was down to 447,000 cartons of cigarettes, that's still an awful lot of freaking cigarettes, let me tell you what. And somebody's heads need to roll for this shit. Now, they also say that this happened back with all this between 2004 and then 2006 and 2011, these investigations, and now the ATF has tightened their belt and there's none of this going on. Well, I call bullshit on that too as well. But once again, how do we justify paying a confidential informant any monies or their expenses at $4.9 million, and everybody should be pissed off and want to know where in the hell all these freaking cigarettes are, and most likely it ended up in people's hands or sold, and the money went straight to these ATF agents and others. So once again, another black eye, not only on the ATF, but for the Obama administration too as well. Obama and his administration should be just ashamed of themselves, but it just seems like they have no shame, and they pretty much think that they're untouchable. So let me know what you guys think about this new scandal for the ATF in the comments, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.